Humble Team Heretics match, and Humble has to overcome Heretics to make any of that happen.
And they're about to be much more so.
Keep yourself guarded against anything that wants to get up close and personal in your face. Gus also.
I just think the RT and the Gus, you can't really ever go wrong with that kind of range. Sprout, for me, so far Humble have been looking better, but then again, like I said, they have been playing against a little bit of a lesser opposition. Kenji.
Get that super first. Also, just the ability to heal with your main attack is crucial for Kenji. Just a better Mortis in a lot of ways, especially when it's tough for you to get your super. So we'll see how it executes. Decided to not go for that left side, sort of scouting just in case Humble decided that they were going to go for more of a symmetrical approach to this map, which is usually played left versus right. See Boss also just doing his best to stay on top of lenain, who's now going for the lane switch to the bottom. And Boss, is he going to stay there? Is he going to rotate towards the bottom? Looks to be so. Bit of musical lanes over here to keep everyone where they are ideal.
Yeah, Boss needs to stay on lenain for good reason. I mean, Lu was always historically one of the best counters to a Kenji anyway, so, I mean, that's the confidence that Team Heretics are placing within this brawler in the hands of lenain, and that is the best person to have it, no doubt about it, but he's definitely going to have his work cut out. Herding the sheep it is, though, as lenain takes the top side, and the whole of Team Heretics sort of force things around. And there's Boss popping out the shielding yet again, just surviving on, but he's solo himself. Popped now by ikaoss and forcing Semantic into the gas. It's just going to be then Lukey, the last man standing, and he will quickly fall shortly after.
Clean one for Heretics. Managed to bring it home in the end. Humble now approaching left side with caution, as that's where lenain set up his base last time. Decided that it's all clear. Even though they don't have a visual on the guy, they know that he's on the right side. There. Okay, here's a spray out from lenain as well. Just waiting for the perfect opportunity. The banana down from Semantic as well. Just a little bit of banter between the two. Blocked off now as lenain attempted to approach. Semantic has a chance to recover that wall if he decides it's worth it. Got to exercise caution with the gadgets because you only have a few per game. Semantic decides it's not worth it. He's going to preserve it. He's got 2 more rounds to get through if they get taken down here, so he's got to account for that.
Great value there from lenain going in and finding both Semantic and Lukey. Not much too more than that. They're playing the long game for Heretics. They want the gas to close in and allow lenain to close the gap much easier. Hypercharge available for Semantic here as well. Nice cookie popper there from drage, forcing then everyone low. But now taking a lot of taps. The shielding is good. There's the ice block retaliation there from Boss, and drage falls, making it a 3 versus 2 now. Humble have got the high ground. It's been very tough to penetrate here. lenain trying to go for it. Has the super now to hand, and the side of Humble, they are low. He's still standing. Buys one, buys suits Semantic. The last man there, and he gets him too!
If possible. A very end-game brawler. But also, there are moves for Kenji to be making here in the early game, especially if he can bait some of those gadgets out of Semantic. You saw how impactful that super was in the end from Semantic. Almost kept his distance from lenain, but lenain ended up having more health, as Kenji tends to do. Here comes the aggro right off the bat. Frozen up just a little bit. Not too large of a concern as he's able to keep his distance. Now more of a diagonal dynamic forming here between Humble and Heretics along the mid. Pretty traditional to see on this map. Not a whole lot coming out of it, but it's just the early game. It's a time for Lukey to get his super, time for Boss to get his super, but also perfect moment for lenain to apply that pressure. ikaoss catching Boss off guard, dropping this to a 3v2.
I know you've been speaking already, but I'm still reeling off the back of that triple kill by lenain. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's just, I just can't get over it. Unbelievable. I mean, going into the matchup, I said that he's going to have to prove me wrong on this Kenji pick. And I mean, made me even worse. That's why I say these things, because I love it when players do just that. As Team Heretics again take another round, making this first set look pretty straightforward. We need to see a bit more from Humble now, because Team Heretics are 1 round away from taking the set, and that would be the best way to start a start comparison to early days. Semantic pops the hypercharge now, finding chaos now as lenain takes the left-hand side. Luke jumping away, trying to find some space, but lenain's not going to take that anyway at all. Gets Boss, finds him as well, straight into super as well, so he's not going to be able to get any damage dealt along the way. But now goes down 2 versus 2. It's going to be drage versus Lukey and Semantic, and chaos on that top left-hand side there for support.
This matchup, it's not looking good for drage. No AoE from Semantic, but he bounces it off the right side to confirm the kill, and Semantic and Lukey combine to get a round win. They were able to fend off the Kenji early on, and then they won the matchup from there on out. So that's got to be the priority, and keep the Kenji at bay. I mean, it's exactly what Boss is here to do. But we'll see Luki and Semantic keeping their attention diversified. ikaoss popped out of position. No shot, one shot from Semantic makes a connection. That's about it. Hypercharge out from Semantic now. Being very cautious about it. Spirit Animal applied to lenain. Takedown on Luki. Heretics in a winning position.
lenain finds 2 slices on Semantic, and now, oh, what a way to finale it! Beautiful stuff! Team Heretics come out on top earlier in the quarterfinals against Kazaki, but now they've got to keep this up and continue to convince me here. Kind of opens up this brawler pick for Humble to consider here, and
I think gives the Gene pick a little bit less value. Potential for them to be baited into something like a penny by the pick of the Gene, because there are options that Humble can go with here that apply the pressure to the Sprout. We saw it in Knockout.
I mean, Chaos has just been notorious over the years for being such a fantastic. The fact that Humble have got that kind of longer ranged approach combined with that more close-up, personal, aggressive approach, and the Gene as well. It's a great supporting brawler to have. Can bring someone back in, gain some stars in those final seconds of the game and turn the tide. So some good ideas on both sides. Great starting hand from Luki there, a good homemade recipe gadget, forcing Drage back very quickly, and a break at the side. About the perfect setup for Luki to have on that side, right-hand side to keep things off.
Might be a bit tougher for Boss to apply the pressure that way, but he has occupied the mid-roll. See Drage taking a lot of damage. Semantic trying to apply the pressure from the left side. Can't really, did get a bit of the smoke on Drage to keep him low, but Boss is feeling the hurt from RT. That's fine though, because Humble are in control. Position, maybe not so much. Semantic taken down. Heretics now in the lead. Boss is looking for a chance to get in here. Not honestly the worst for him to have a super near lenain over here on the RT, because when you super in as Melody, it's a pretty non-committal brawler. You have 3 supers to get around. Wow, what a curve from Luki. Keeping lenain back, now focusing on Drage, and maybe a bit of wall break towards the back right.
Oh, Luki with a big tap there, a very important one as well to keep Humble in the lead now. Following up again, just shy there of Drage, but so incredibly close to being connecting shot again. He's just so dangerous. You know, as soon as I see the Piper pick, I smile because it's my favorite brawler. I know what Luki can do with it. Time is against Team Heretics now. Hypercharge pop there from ikaoss, forcing to the right-hand side. His attention to Luki, who's now got jump. Does use it at just the right time. Breaks the wall as well to help the Hypercharge too. So that's going to be helpful in these moments of defensiveness where he can still get the angles, get the shots on that he needs to keep Team Heretics off.
15 seconds left. It's time for Heretics to move in. Here comes the initial wall around the right side. There's also the super on a Drage. Boss trying to apply the pressure. Drage in a bad position. Taken down by Luki. Another onto lenain. And the final nail in the coffin. It's not going to come through on the top side, but it's still a Humble win.
You know, that was the biggest shift that we saw, and it led Humble to victory. And you can see there just everyone eyes on the prize, boss focused, everyone looking much more like they are in the zone, more locked in this time around in this set so far. Already another good aggressive start. Actually, boss really clear to the left hand side, allowing Luki more of a mid-firming roll. Good aggression, good damage as well from Semantic there with the Vengeful Spirits gadget there, just keeping everyone low. Team Heretics now pushing back, trying to advance up upon things. No kills, no deaths. The blue star is with Boss in favor of Humble.
They get backed up, but I don't think they really mind. ikaoss doesn't have a wall to keep them back anymore. They're in control. Boss has the ability to apply pressure. What a pull from Semantic! And he almost got taken down. Oh, what a dodge against lenain. That's 1, that's 2. Body block from Boss with a super in. lenain can't be pushed that much by Boss. What? He went for it anyway. Surrenders so many stars to Team Heretics in the process.
Heretics still behind. That's the problem. And the pressure mounting. Again, time not on their side. Chaos moving forwards, placing the wall. And what a great wall that is as well to push up. But with no super, Boss can't really go on the aggressive here. They've got to be careful not to feed Boss. That's the thing, because Chaos is going to fall. His walls are so good, so quick, but nonetheless, it's dangerous on their right-hand side. No question about it. Luki low, but healing up now accordingly. Has the hypercharge as well. Can jump away as well. Magic hand now. Drage definitely cautious around it, moving away from it on the left-hand side. Not want to feed of unnecessary stars here. Taking damage. Hypercharge for Chaos. Now push coming in. Inbound here for Team Heretics. It's now go time.
Hypercharge available for Luki, same for Boss. He would love to have a super here. It would help him stay alive. It would give him some shield. Luki keeps it up onto lenain. He's just one tap on the left side. ikaoss vulnerable. Boss with the shield out. Takedown on ikaoss. Humble close out the set. Iteration here could be a strong first pick. Keeps you quite versatile, even into a thrower, because you're able to
pull the idea of control with Juju as well. Like, it can just go in on that. Those side really looking to really lock down the mid too much.
Keep at range. Possibly. What is going to lane into the Sandy? Like Buns matchup in the early game.
Well, I'll be honest, I was not expecting Heretics to get that first set. So to be one apiece now, it excites me. We've got a match on our hands realistically here. For Humble as well, we don't know how they're going to fare going into this one, because at the beginning of the day, they weren't really tested too much. Bit of a missed shot there from Boss. ikaoss survives on as a result, but Luki should be able to clear things up there quite nicely. He does so effectively, keeping that mid control of himself and Semantic, forcing back lenain, who's running the Clash Royale skin. Love to see that as well. Make sure that you are gaining your Subtil ID points as well over on the Subtil store for that side of things, because that's how you get that skin. It's cheap, you know. I'll love you know.
It is not cheap. There's so much I had to sacrifice in order to get it. lenain actually sacrificing a gadget over here as well, completely baited out by Luki, who's now using the wall to his advantage. No damage from lenain, while Luki keeps hitting him through the wall. Hypercharge out, looking to pursue ikaoss. That's one, that's two more gems for the guy, and he's waiting for number 10 to spawn in just a couple seconds now, with a chance to run all the way back home. Meanwhile, Boss is keeping up the pressure on the right side, so much so that lenain is forced to switch over, and he's still getting hit by Boss. Here comes the gadget and the jump in, eliminated by drage, but it's just fine, because Luki is safe and sound. Team Heretics know that this game is over and it's headed to Humble.
You know, thorough control, gems consistently going into their pocket, and not too much back and forth. Team Heretics need to do more of that on their side and bring a bit more fight to battle on. I know swap lanes, but found Boss immediately. That's just, that's unfortunate. I mean, he tried his best to try to take Humble by surprise, but Boss run him like a Birkin already straight off that first stack. That's exactly what you want, despite that stun as well there on the side of ikaoss. Boss coming straight in, swapping to the other side as well, ready for lenain yet again, and you know, he's just all over the map. You'd love to see it on the side of Humble.
Okay, Luki staying out of range on the right side. A few shots on ikaoss, but he's pinched. Gotta be a takedown for ikaoss. lenain also wins his matchup, but Semantic's been busy. The demolition crew is coming in to get rid of some of these walls and the bushes. Now, though, massive area control. Boss, Luki gradually taking damage. lenain not going to get any value from that super. Luki trying to close in for the kill, but the support from ikaoss is too much for Luki to fend off alone. Thankfully for him, though, Semantic and Boss have started to gain some momentum here around the left side. It's a kill on lenain, and they're going to equalize the gem count by the looks of things. Trying to deny drage the super for a little bit longer, with lenain about to crash through the window once again with a hypercharge and a super ready to move.
Luki continues to drop the 2024 champions pin, just to remind Team Heretics that they are the underdog of this tale. Pushing that right-hand side, trying to close the gap on Luki then is lenain. Gems still spawning in the mid. Drage trying to dash his way around, a bit of 7 apiece at the moment. Boss is low here as well, very low, 708 HP to his name. Drage falls back, can't close the gap, no speed, agility, super to be able to do so. So ikaoss trying to hang on, and Boss finds a tap, gems a drop there, and now it's all falling apart. It's just lenain now holding on, and a countdown for Humble. No one from Team Heretics able to say much about it, but the gems now back in their pocket. No time for the respawn, though, I don't think. One from the mid. Yeah, it's not going to happen. They've got to go on the aggressive. It's going to be Semantic or Boss, and it's going to be now. Gems straight into the hands of Luki. It's just like ikaoss. It's not going to happen.
Humble, even though they stumbled for a moment there, they brought it back.
Not that much push to get additional range on her, so she's going to be still highly valued. But
I figure when it comes to the Juju discussion,
Let's
let's see how they pair it up. 2-3 for the Juju. Janet.
Nah, for me, Janet, Juju, can't go wrong there. But the Frank on that side of things, or control for the Juju, as now Team Heretics try to... A pretty level matchup for me, for the most part, with the heals behind the Frank.
Great brawler. Don't get me wrong. Just haven't seen it as frequently. Into the Frank as well, he doesn't have like a way of stunning Frank, isn't going to outlive a Frank in many situations. And he does have this gadget, but he's going to have to sacrifice a lot of his rage in order to get there. The rats aren't going to do anything to Frank anyway. But it looks like the idea is that they're going to farm super off of the Frank. Semantic closes around from the left side on the flank to get the kill, but the pressure is quite severe from Heretics so far.
ikaoss is honestly, I say this every single week, he's such the glue. He is just the glue of the squad, regardless of the roster. Getting that Grigri so quickly early on to establish so much damage. We're seeing a lot of trades, Semantic, the last man standing, but if Team Heretics keep this up, they've got this on lockdown, in my opinion. You know, ikaoss on another super yet again, and now just rotating to the left-hand side, keeping things under control. Green coming back in again, and drage on the zone now, jumping away. Nice play. Love that from drage with the back stage pass gadget there to jump away from peril. And now Humble's super low. They've got to be forced away from the zone yet again, as now Team Heretics approach over 50%.
Just no contest when it comes to the Rats versus Semantic on this Frank. What are you going to do? lenain, though, seems to be confident in his ability to farm the super and cycle it, because Boss and Lukey are going to have a much tougher time. Not so much Lukey. He's able to hit all of them in one blow. Ooh, drage stunned, but there's no one for support. Tries to get the kill on Boss. Hits him just at the end of the ice block expiring, and Team Heretics are climbing up to 80%. That's looking like the point of no return. Semantic even popping that hypercharge with no super combined. He knew it was the end times. This is going to be Team Heretics running away with the game win.
Yeah, really dominant, comfortable. Team Heretics, I think that Humble just really got outplayed in every sense. I think the starting hand was so strong by Heretics. And again, looking at what ikaoss is bringing there, bringing that Grigri in so quickly is what he's got to do now. Look at Semantic. He knows that that was the mistake. Going in super aggressive, very overzealous, a little bit so there, but I think 2 shots away now, ikaoss from a Grigri. There it is, and that's where things start to cycle things through. drage already has super as well. He finds Boss in the skies too. He's going to open up a lot of space now for Team Heretics to take more of a mid-control position.
I think this was a lucky lane matchup for Semantic right off the bat, because he got to get on this Juju who could not out DPS him. Oh, check out drage getting a couple shots off before sitting on top of Boss. He was in the ice block for a moment, dodging a lot of shots. What? Have you ever seen a Janet hypercharge and not even get a kill in competitive? Nice stuff from Boss. Even pops another ice block to keep himself alive. Juju down, no problem. Semantic is on the case. And there's so much presence here at mid. drage now for a takedown on Boss, circling around for a second round. The heals are out as Semantic avoided damage for long enough to start healing up. drage, excellent sidestep to keep himself alive. You don't see that Janet gadget very often, so it's awesome to see the play come out. Boss also with the kill with the hypercharge. drage once again has cycled a hypercharge of his own, but check out Humble's percentage here. They're up to 86% in spite of a team wipe. Team Heretics have brought it back.
No way, if that play continues on to give Humble, to give Team Heretics the round, it'd be insane. drage bouncing shots between players, but I think Humble now bringing back this mid. Are going to move on to match point, but what a play from drage. Honestly, unbelievable stuff, but it's not going to be enough. It's just forcing the hand then of where ikaoss can realistically find value. That was all him. And as soon as the map was open, it really just came to a point where Team Heretics started to dwindle. And there's nowhere realistically for them to do much to really push themselves the advantage. But it is quite close. It is quite tight in this matchup. Anyone can take it, in my opinion.
Oh, lenain, you didn't hit that last shot on Boss, but did manage to finish strong. What a scuffle on the right side. It didn't look possible for Boss to get the kill. It just needed one more shot, but lenain popped out of the stun and healed just in time. Got the win on the lane. Team Heretics took the control of mid, but in the meantime, lenain, he was busy feeding that super to Boss, which gives Humble the control of mid. Semantic also now looking for a chance to break open some of the walls. A kill on ikaoss. No, not going to happen with the stun, but it will happen with the gadget. Hypercharge out. drage hypercharges, but can't get to the sky. He didn't even use a gadget to get out of the way. So much lost utility, and it's like you're saying, Art, all the walls broken down and nowhere for Juju to stand.
I agree, and drage has been hitting those gadgets consistently well, and that was the one time that you really had to land it, and had a lot of time, in my opinion, to do so, and didn't. No value from Boss there, but it's not going to make much difference. ikaoss survives on 300 HP and now taken care of. It's Semantic Semantic followed by smash, smash, smash for me. That's just getting it done for Humble. 85% on the zone, and Team Heretics got so much time to make up for. I don't see it being enough. Humble are surely going to take this round. The hypercharge from Semantic to secure things if needed. It's not even going to be there.
They still got one more tough matchup ahead of them, but for now, they've cleared out one of the more difficult teams in the competition.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down.